Most people listening to this program are small business people, okay? Biggest taxpayer in this country is who? Small business people. Biggest employer in this country is who? Small business people. And until we can get somebody to help out us small business people with either tax breaks or something else, we're in the crapper.
How many checks a year does a small businessman write? Writes 5.
Yeah.
Quarter and then the final year, right?
Right.
Imagine if every person had to write a check to the IRS for every paycheck.
Right.
It would be a revolution overnight. Overnight.
Yes. No, it would be. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And that withholding was the greatest genius move ever by the left, by the Democrat. I mean, really, withholding. You take people's money and then give it back to them at a rate of about 10%.
And you trickle it back.
And they go, thank you. I mean, it's like Orwell.
Well, I'll tell you the reason I'm saying this is because that's the reason we do this entrepreneur series here on the Big Biz Show. And today's guest, Dan Negroni, is the spokesperson for Fresh Healthy Vending. Dan, how are you, brother? Good to see you.
I'm doing well.
So first of all, let's do the bio for Dan Negroni. First of all, he's a spokesperson for Fresh Healthy Vending, but you're also an attorney, you're an entrepreneur. You've run several companies. I mean, you've got a CV a mile long. For you, being a guy that's been at the tip of the spear at small business, it's got to be frustrating for you to see what's happening right now with small business.
Very frustrating.
For you specifically, I know that you can pick and choose your deals, and you decided at some point in the last year. Dan's a friend of mine as well as a workout buddy, and a guy that I think should have his own radio show. But you looked at a number of deals before you decided on going in this direction, and I never thought in the world I would ever say Dan's in a vending company. Tell us about vending. Tell us about the business.
Dan never thought that either.
Yeah, okay.
Just to be clear. But Dan had just like the other small business guys out there, I picked, what are my hot topics? And my hot topics are, what are things that do good for society? Things that focus around health and fitness.
Yeah.
Pick the size of the business, the opportunity to grow a business, to be an entrepreneur, and to build a business. And looking at those 3 things, I met Fresh Healthy Vending, and they were all there.
So as far as vending machine business across the country, if I were to ask you how big of a market chip vending is, just in billions, what would you say? Just guess off the top of your head.
You mean percentage?
No, just number. How many $billion are spent on vending every year?
No, 30? What?
Yes, it's like $34 billion is spent every year in vending. I mean,
how much is that is cigarettes? They don't have that anymore, though, right?
It does include all the vending statistics, kiosks.
But you're going up against, I think, when you say healthy vending, it almost sounds oxymoronic from the old school of thought that vending machines had things full of chemicals that were there for a long period of time. So you're trying to, but every generation is a new perception.
So that's the secret sauce for you guys. Well, Fresh Healthy Vending is not selling chips and cigarettes, right?
There's a couple secret sauces. There's one to the business model, which is a franchise business model, and then there's one to the actual products. And the actual products are products that are good for you. It's not a combination of anything that's bad for you. It's not Coke. It's not Pepsi. It's stuff that you want your kids to eat. It's stuff that should be in schools, and not to get political, Sully, but the Let's Move campaign that the First Lady has going.
Hey, listen, if you can capitalize on it, I'm all for it. I don't have to agree with your politics to make money on the thing. Hey, by the way, the website, freshvending.com, for our TV audience up there on the screen for it. If you're driving around in your car listening to us, freshvending.com. I'll put it out there on Twitter and I'll also put it on the website. So tell us about the business itself, because I never thought, vending machines are like payphones to me. You walk by them and you don't really think about it, but there's a business model there.
So the cool thing about the business model is it's flexible, it's scalable, it's a franchise. So this Fresh Healthy Vending, they do it all for you. They find your locations. They talk to schools, hospitals, gymnastics, volleyball studios. Wow. I know you did that. They find the best locations. They set you up with the machines. They tell you what you should sell. They tell you how the nutritional guidelines work. And then they let you, as the small business guy, go out there and invest a little bit of money and a lot of your time and heart and soul and do something good for the community. So,
and right here on the screen here for our TV audience, so you've got both chilled and non-chilled products. The big thing for me, I don't know if you ever remember the old Super Bowl commercial for the Pepsi commercial? The guy drives up in the middle of the desert and all he wants is a Pepsi. There's one lonely vending machine and he's got the dollar going in. It was fantastic commercial. You guys are taking debit cards nowadays. You don't have to worry about that.
We take debit cards. We take, in the colleges, the kids can't find anything healthy to eat. You can take a meal plan card. You can do whatever you need to do, credit cards, And we do take
something just occurred to me because there's a story in the news coming out of I think it was South Carolina where some preschooler, the lunch police decided that their lunch wasn't healthy enough for them. You know what you get? You get to the point. A company like Fresh.
Oh, you catch the best part of it is they said his lunch wasn't healthy enough.
What did they give him?
They gave him McNuggets.
They gave him nuggets instead.
Now imagine if your kid was a vegetarian.
Yeah, I know. But the point I'm trying to make is that personal accountability. We can control what we want to eat, but you know what you guys could do eventually is that your debit card you give your kid for the Fresh Healthy Vending Machine only will buy column A, C, and D. You can't even get the other stuff. Once again, the name of the company, Fresh Healthy Vending. Dan Negroni is a spokesperson for them. Healthy food choices and also a business option. Talk to us for the entrepreneurs in the audience that are thinking about starting a different business.
Yeah, I think it's a great business option. You can get into it slowly. It's flexible. It's scalable. You can start with 10 units. You buy a franchise for 10 units in the location where you are. You can be a businessman that has other businesses.
Well, let me ask you. So explain to me the difference between, let's say you see vending machines, let's say at the radio station that we work at. Okay, they're in the break room. There's a couple of vending machines there. Obviously, they're serviced by a vending company. What's the difference between that model and the franchise model? What makes it a franchise?
The franchise is that the person who comes and buys the vending machine, they own their own territory, and that's the guy that comes and services your.
Oh, okay. So it's your. That's
business.
Interesting. Okay.
We sell it to the franchise. We do have some corporate-owned machines at Fresh Healthy Vending. We have about 34 in San Diego, moving to 100. So we walk a mile in the shoes of our franchisees and teach them how to do it. But we teach them and give them a business in a box.
Wow. See, that was the entire franchise model at the very beginning. The franchise model goes all the way back to Henry Ford. Although he wasn't selling franchises, he automated everything to the point where part number C was part number C, no matter where part number C was installed. McDonald's furthered that. It's where people wanted to eat McDonald's hamburgers. If you want to get that same exact hamburger in Indiana, I don't think they were in Indiana, but San Diego or Las Vegas or San Diego, it was the same exact thing, and that's how the franchise model works. Dan Negroni is our spokesperson for Fresh Healthy Vending. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to talk to you about the possibilities for our military audience because I think it's important that people hear. Boy, never in our history, Chip, have we ever seen people have to reinvent themselves more than right now, either re-education or starting businesses.
And ultimately, it'll make us stronger as a country.
I think so, too. And
look at Germany and Japan, right? They were totally wiped out, and they built from... we got to do that. It's going to be harder because we have infrastructure in place. So we got to move aside. Yeah, we're going to do that this year. Fresh Healthy Vending, freshvending.com is the website. Dan Negroni's with us. Stand by. When we come back from the break, you military men and women, we're going to teach you how to retire even when you're 45 years old. Stand by. Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. Good to have you along today. Got about 9 minutes of trading to go on today, and as we speak, the Fed is raining on our parade a little bit. Very few, however, are supporting QE3, but the fact that we even have a conversation about it, stocks are sliding as the Fed minutes show little signs of backing off of this QE thing. I think most people don't want QE3. I think most stock traders do want QE3. Dow Jones currently down 34 points. 94 points at 12,785. The Nasdaq down 14 at 2918. S&P down 6. Gold up, oil up. We'll talk about that next hour. Also coming up next hour, Brandon Bentley. You want to talk about a company that I uncovered that is trading on a very small exchange, but a diamond in the rough. And the reason I want to bring this up is because if you were to pick one city, if you're a laborer, non-specific laborer, Chip, and you were to pick one state of the union right now that's booming, what state would that be, you think? Well, I wouldn't go to California.
North Dakota.
North Dakota?
North Dakota, yeah. We got the guys from Luminart from North Dakota creating jobs, creating wealth, because they're in drilling. They're doing the oil thing, and we're going to talk to them next hour. Also, Michael Rosbrook, he's the CEO of Tax Resolution Services, the nation's leading tax negotiation and mediation firm. He's going to talk to us about what's going on this year in the tax world. You got about 65 days before April 16th, so we're bringing him on once a week to talk about that. In the meantime, Dan Negroni's in studio. He is our spokesperson for Fresh Healthy Vending, which is a franchise model for vending machines, and of course their website, freshvending.com, on the web. So Dan, here's my question for you. I keep on saying this. Look no further than the stocks of DeVry University and University of Phoenix. National University is a privately held university, but their attendance is up through the moon. Because of people losing their jobs, they either have to reinvent themselves and get educated, or they have to start small businesses. This is a perfect example. Now, military, we've got a huge military audience. Military has a unique problem, and it's the only career that you can be considered retired at about 45 years old if you stayed in that long and not get enough money to actually retire. So here's an option, right?
Here's an option.
Talk to us about how they can get involved. What kind of initial investment and those types of things are required?
It is less than an expensive car.
Okay.
And it is, right around the six-figure range, the beginning of that. And there are loans available for the military guys. They're coming back from war.
Yeah.
We have the Small Business Administration. We have special preference for veterans, as we should. For their service.
You're an ex-venture guy too. How do you guys? You're a guy that's been involved in private equity in the past. How do you view that stuff? I mean, there's a special set. I know the first thing you look at is management team. There's a special set of skills that those guys come back with.
I think 26% of them have college educations.
Yeah.
And many of them have businesses on the sides, or their wives have businesses. I mean, they're smart people that have served our country, that know what they're doing. And we're giving them an opportunity to buy a business in a box and figure out what their future and their destiny, and have flexibility in their business. And it's scalable. They can start with 10 and move to 100. I mean,
this is where let me tell you where the rubber meets the road here. I was talking to Dan the other day in the gym, and he was talking, and I know that you vetted out a lot of. I know you vet out a lot of companies. I'm going to have you vet out some more companies and come on here on a regular basis.
You guys were dressed, I hope, right?
I was.
Okay, all right, just curious.
He was in various stages of undress, but I can tell you this: that this is where the rubber meets the road on businesses like this. When you get a guy with Dan's experience saying that this might be something you'd be interested for your son who's in college.
Oh yeah, I mean it's an easy business. I should say it's a simple business.
Yeah, no
it's
business
not
is
easy.
but
No
you're
business is easy, but it's a simple business where you can be involved in doing something good for society, getting healthy products out there for kids, to universities, running the business however you want, having flexibility, scale it. And the way the franchise model works is the company does all the work for you.
Sure.
They find the location. They have 34 machines. They're in Camp Pendleton. They're on military bases. They know how to do it. They know what makes it work. And because of that, it makes it more simple. Not easy.
So you would market it yourself, if they give you the space, is the space pretty much, that's a big part of the marketing, obviously, right? A good location.
Yeah, real estate.
So what do I do as an owner of that machine?
So location.
Right.
There are a couple things that you can do as an owner or an operator, franchisee, what we call them. You could do samplings there. You could get involved with.
Okay, what a great idea. Wouldn't that be something if you're walking through a convention center or a mall and a guy standing out front sampling food? Wow.
But, almonds and nuts and soy pudding and milk and
soy pudding, by the
smoothies.
way, was my street name in college.
I believe
and of course,
that.
the name of Chip's heavy metal band. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, soy pudding at the Ramona main stage. Here's my issue here. At some point in our history, people started putting their head down when they went to buy cigarettes at the grocery counter. It was a kind of a shame thing where, at some point it was like, hey, I'll take the filterless Camels. Now they walk in, they're kind of like this. You ever see somebody run a vending machine nowadays? People look. It's like telling a dirty. Somebody's telling you a dirty joke. It starts like this. That's what happens in vending machines these days. Now, could you imagine walking up to that kind of vending machine that has pictures of big bold graphics on it? It would totally change the face of the industry.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do these vending machines have the ability to use these QR codes from your phone and that? Because that's going to be, who carries change? And a lot of times we're in a cashless society now, right?
Yeah, those are great questions. So you can use credit cards, you can use debit cards. And for the owner, the franchisee, he has an e-port in there that communicates every VIN or every sell he makes each day, what to restock, what coil he needs. And so it's a
They used to be banging on the machine. They're like little Hondas now.
No, they're not like that. They're refrigerated. I mean, these are slick machines. And we have a new machine that's coming out that's actually organic coffee, kind of like Starbucks in a box on the top, and then the fresh, healthy choices that Starbucks would carry on the bottom.
Good
well,
stuff.
That's great. That the technology is there now. So that whole memory of the bad experience with the machine is our generation, young people.
The whole memory of you being stuck up to the elbow only now refers to when you were giving birth to the calf.
Well, now you see those Coke machines with those warnings saying "Don't rock it" because it fell on top of a person and killed them once.
That's the lawyers. Dan, thank you so much, buddy. Dan Negroni, spokesperson for Fresh Healthy Vending. It's what's the website once again?
Freshvending.com.
Freshvending.com. Go check it out. We're gonna have Dan back as he features other companies. I'm gonna steal him in here. That's good stuff. See that? It makes me happy. I was by the vending machine. Chip and I work at the same radio station at night, and he does mornings. I do afternoons, evenings. And I was looking at the vending machine yesterday. I was going, man, there is nothing in here that I would even get close to. And if I was gonna eat something, I would make sure nobody was seeing me vend it.
First of all, I never have the right change, and I have the dollar bill problem in the desert, so because
every dollar bill you have is water.
Look at this, it's like this.
Yeah,
See, that's right.
nice.
That's all, my money right there. So
Yeah.
it would never work. So invariably, it's a great idea. I love it.
Good stuff. All right, we'll put them up on the website. Big Biz Show, freshvending.com, by the way. I'll put it up there on Twitter as well.